Hey, Lee here with the poll list for November 21st, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. First up this week, we have Justice League number 14, coming to us from Jeff Johns, Tony S. Daniel, Gary Frank on this one, so star-studded cast right there. Really cool cover. Of course, continuing the story that started in 13, which was everybody's turned into cheetahs or something, if I remember correctly. It seems like forever since I read that issue. Supergirl number 14, this is part of the Hell on Earth story. I don't read Superboy, I don't read Superman anymore, I just read action comics, so I'm only getting the Supergirl side of the story, so hopefully I know what's going on kind of there. Wonder Woman. Brian Azzarello, Tony Akins, Dan Green. I believe that's a change of art, is it not? Yes, it definitely is. Kind of looks reminiscent of what we've been working with already, so pretty neat. So there's a creative team change. Brian Azzarello's still writing though, so I'm definitely digging on Wonder Woman's in the New 52. Moving over to IDW, which is not a publisher I visit too often. Judge Dredd, we're starting at number 1 here. I have never read a Judge Dredd comic. This one was pretty thick, looked pretty cool, so I'm going to check it out. Didn't see the most recent movie, which I hear was pretty amazing as well. So, anyways, no one went to see it, of course, but apparently it was a cool movie. Darkness 108, Breaking Dark Part 3, coming to us from David Hine. Really enjoying this since issue 100, which is when I jumped on it. Good time to jump on Darkness. Any one of these issues is a good point to start. Mind the Gap, we have Wished You Were Here written there. This is a book that I continuously want to drop, but don't. And it's not, I don't want to drop it because of quality. It's an excellent book, great art, great writing, really neat concept. It's just, one of those extra fringe books. You're just like, I could go without it. And then something like issue 5 happens where I'm just like, no, I'm in now. So definitely down with this. The trade paperback should probably be out in the next couple weeks as well. So if you want to find out what Mind the Gap is all about, check that out. It's an Image trade paperback thing. They do the $10 for 6 issues. It's a ridiculously good deal and a ridiculously good book. So check it out. There's my meh. Avengers, this is the final issue of Brian Michael Bendis on the Avengers number 34. End Times right there. Been a pretty cool arc. I just recently read the first 2 issues of this particular arc. Interesting things happening, so be cool to see how that wraps up. We also had Age of Ultron or something like that announced this week. I haven't looked too much into details. I usually let the podcast do that for me, but Bendis will be on that as well. So cool stories heading into Marvel now. Daredevil number 20 comes to us from Mark Waid, of course. Always has really cool covers. We have Daredevil kind of a bunch of clothes and guns and cool stuff. Paulo Rivera does the cover there, so super cool. Moving on, we have a Hawkeye, or Hawkeye as Matt Fraction calls him, number 4. Still have to get around to reading issue 3. This book is amazing. I love the first 2 issues. Mike has read the third one. He says it's brilliant as well. So really cool book. Looking to check this out. It makes Hawkeye relevant. Like, you can take any character and just get a writer that clicks, and you got something special. We got Mark Waid again on Lionel Yu on Indestructible Hulk number 1. Not sure if I'm going to follow this book past the first issue. I'll see if there's anything that kind of hooks me with it. I just wanted to get it. Lionel Yu's art's amazing. Mark Waid's a great writer, so should be pretty cool. Hulk's kind of in a weird place right now, so we'll see what this does. This is, of course, a Marvel Now book there, so rebooting as it were. Minimum Carnage Omega. This is the one-shot wrap-up of the Minimum Carnage little kind of side story they've had going on across Scarlet Spider and Venom. I've read Venom. I haven't been reading the Scarlet Spider ones. I'm behind on a couple issues of Venom too, so I'll get caught up and then read this, and hopefully everything will wrap up a nice little package. Ultimate Comics. This is number 17 of Ultimate Spider-Man. We have Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, I believe it's Spider-Woman, right? Hanging out there, so we'll see what happens. This is still United We Stand, so it's tying somehow into Miles helping out with the Ultimates. We'll see what happens there. Ultimate Comics X-Men gets an 18.1 issue. Ultimate Comics also doing 0.1 issues. So there it is. I have definitely been behind on a couple issues of this particular book, so not sure where Brian Wood's been taking it. I did read the first couple he did, and I really liked it. So Brian Wood's a good fit on this book. Definitely been enjoying that one. And finally this week, the controversial amazing... let me try that again. Controversial Amazing Spider-Man number 698. So we have Dr. Octopus on the front there, uttering Peter Parker. And I'm going to go into spoiler territory here, so if you don't want to know what happens in this book, turn this off now. So I guess I'll wrap it up otherwise. Podcast 40 is out. We did a podcast. It took us a month, but it's out. Tons of news to talk about, majority to do with TV shows and movies, but tons of comic talk in there as well, so go check it out. Number 40 on Longbox Radio. Subscribe. All the links are down below. Anyways, Amazing Spider-Man. Dan Slott's taking us on a ride here. So, opens up. We have Dr. Octopus, who's on his deathbed, basically, waking up, and he starts muttering. They call in, RAF security. The Avengers call in Peter, who's, he's got his life in order. He's trying to get back together with Mary Jane. Suddenly, he just snaps in his head. He's just like, why not? He's visiting Mary Jane when he gets a call. He's visiting Aunt May in the hospital when he gets a call. Aunt May's apparently had something wrong with her hip or something like that. So he goes to visit Dr. Octopus, who's on his deathbed, and he walks in. They're alone in the room. And at this point, this is the controversial thing, obviously, is that Spider-Man takes off his mask, and he's like, yeah, I'm Peter Parker. You're calling for me. You know, what final words do you have for me? And he just keeps saying Peter Parker, Peter Parker. And then Spider-Man refers to Dr. Octopus as Spider-Man. And Dr. Octopus says, no, I am Peter Parker. And, So, at some point, Dr. Octopus transplanted his mind into Spider-Man's body and vice versa. So Dr. Octopus knows all of Spider-Man's memories. He's going to live out his life as Peter Parker, whereas Peter Parker is going to live out the next couple hours as Dr. Octopus before he dies. So, wow. No one has any idea, obviously, when this switch took place. How long has Dr. Octopus been Peter Parker, living as Peter Parker? So, people are kind of split on this one. Dan Slott, that last arc with the Hobgoblins definitely won me back over to his side. The Alpha thing being the thing that, definitely lost me. Looking forward to what he does. I mean, we have 2 more issues before Superior Spider-Man hits 700. Apparently, it's just going to be this monumental event. So, really, really interesting stuff. If you haven't been reading Spider-Man lately, I tried to explain why this issue is such a big deal to someone who hasn't read comic books ever. And I had to even harken back to the fact that, he's trying to get back together with Mary Jane, but the reason he's not currently with Mary Jane is because of all this stuff that happened, like Brand New Day and all that kind of stuff. So it takes too long to explain. But if you've been reading Spider-Man, let's go along with the ride with Mr. Slott here. I mean, it's only 3 issues. Let's see what he's got planned to wrap it up. This is a very interesting idea. Rather than just killing off a character or something like that, you've put Spider-Man in the body of a dying Dr. Octopus. What isn't appealing about that? That's something you've never read before. So looking forward to see what Dan Slott does with it. I'm remaining optimistic, and I'm really excited for Superior Spider-Man. Whatever way that book goes, I'm really looking forward to it. So that's Amazing Spider-Man 698. So there it is. That's Polish for this week. As I said, there's a podcast available. Number 40 is out. We're going to try to do them a little more, more often, as it were. But that's it for this week. So we'll see you next week. Leave signing out.